on constructions. So, this says using point A as a starting point, find all the locations on campus that are the same distance away. Shown on the map from A to B, what shape represents all these locations? So that's lower on the page. So I have A to B right here. What I want to do is I want to find all of those spaces that are in the same distance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my compass and I am going to put the golden piece right over my A. And then I'm going to look for a circle that lines up to my B. And I'm going to measure this out. I'm going to have to move this real quick. You put the golden part on A, and then find a hole that lines up to B.
And then I put
the pencil in the hole.
Okay.
And you hold the golden part. So on this map, from A to B, it looks like it's about 1 1/4 inches. If I pick anywhere on the edge of my circle, notice it's also still about 1 1/4 inches away. So what shape did we just make? Circle. Okay. So my next thing wants me to find point C in the main building and find a classroom on campus that is the same distance away from C that point A is to B. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to line this back up and I'm going to note which circle I used. So I used the third, right? Or is that fourth? Fourth one on my left. So I'm going to put my golden piece on my C, and then I'm going to use my fourth one on the left, and I'm going to draw a circle again. So which of these is a classroom that is the same distance from C as A is to B? These numbers kind of are hard to read. So I'm just going to circle a classroom since I can't read the numbers. This one. So my next page, it wants me to copy segment AB using C as an endpoint, and then label my new endpoint D. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write out my steps. I want to put the golden piece on A. Then my next step is to find the circle that find the hole that lines up with B. Then I'm going to put the golden piece on C. Then I'm going to use the hole from step 2 to mark a point. And then my last step is going to be, actually there's going to be 2 more steps. Then I'm going to use either the edge of the compass or a ruler to connect the points. And then step 6 is going to be label my new point. Okay, so I'm going to line this up, find my hole that matches. It's this hole right here for me. Then I'm going to remember that hole. If your compass is missing the markings, I would just put your pencil in it as you move it. Then I'm going to move back to C with my golden part, and then I'm going to mark a point. I'm going to make it bigger now that I've removed my compass. Then I want to connect the 2 points. And I'm going to label this D. I'm going to use this line going through it to show that they are the same length. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing for number 2. I'm going to line my golden part up with A. I'm going to find the one that matches to B. So it's this one for me. Then I'm going to line my golden part up with C, and I'm going to draw a dot. I'm going to make it bigger when I remove my compass. I'm going to connect the 2 points. I'm going to label this one D. And then I'm going to use 2 lines to mark these 2 the same, because these 2 are the same as each other, but not the same as the last one I did. So my next one wants me to construct segment CD such that CD is twice as long as AB. This means I'm going to make a circle from the point I draw. So, same first step. I'm going to line up my golden piece to A, and then I'm going to find the hole for B, which is this one for me. Then I'm going to line up to C, mark that hole, then from that point that I marked, instead of drawing my line, I'm going to put my golden piece on that, and I'm going to draw a circle going through the C point. I'm going to do the circle as best as I can because this is going to go off my page. And then I'm going to draw a line across from edge to edge of my circle. Okay, so where the line crosses the circle, this is going to be my point D. Okay, so I'm going to do this again. It wants me to, well, this is a little bit different. This one wants me to construct a segment XZ whose length is AB plus CD. So, on this one, it doesn't give me any points to start off with, so I'm going to draw my own X. Then I'm going to copy the line segment from A to B, which is going to be this point on mine. And then I'm going to do the same thing from C to D. First, I'm going to actually label that this part is from A to B. So I'm going to mark that those two are the same. Then I'm going to do the same thing for C to D. I'm going to line up my golden piece and then find the one that lines up, which is this one for me. So then I'm going to line the golden piece up, and on this one, I'm going to do an arc because I need the line to be straight. So then I line my straight edge back up to my other line. And where that line crosses the arc is where my Z point is going to be. And then I'm going to mark this one with double lines to show that it's the same way. Okay, so same idea for 224, it just gives me different line segments. It wants me to construct MN so that MN is the same length as EF. So I'm going to draw my own point for M. I'm going to line my golden piece up to E and find my hole for F. And then remember that hole and draw it. This new point is going to be called N. And then I just connect my 2 points. These two are the same length, so I'm done with number 2. Okay. Number 3 wants JS to be 3 times as long as GH. So I'm actually going to draw my point in the middle right now, because I know I need to make it bigger, so I know that means I'm going to have a circle. So for G to H, I line up, I find my golden part, and I find the hole that works, which is this one. Then for the dot I drew, I'm going to draw this complete circle. Then I just want to draw a line across. I'm going to make this longer on one side because I need it to be 3 times as long, and right now it's 2 times as long. So this point on the edge on my left, I'm going to name J. So far, I have 2 parts. I need it 3 times as long. Where do you think I should put the golden piece to find the 3rd part? Where? Should I put it back on the center? Will that give me another part to add? No, it'll give me back that purple circle I already drew. So what I want to do is where the circle is crossing the line, I want to put the golden piece again, and then line it up, and then draw the next circle. I just need to see where the circle crosses the line, and this will give me my new point. So this is, it wants S. So what I'm doing with these circles is I'm just copying my radius over and over again until I get the length I want it to be. Okay, number 4 wants me to make PQ, so that PQ is the length of KL plus EF, and then we want to minus GH. So I'm going to start off by drawing my point. The first thing I'm adding is KL, so I'm going to line up my golden piece right here, find the circle that lines up there. And then I'm going to draw through this point, but I'm going to draw it extra long so I have the line where I need it. So this part right here is the same as KO. Then I need to add EF. So I'm going to line up my golden piece to EF. And then copy that over. So I marked where it crossed. I'm going to draw a point right there. So between those two dots is E to F. Then it wants me to take away GH. So that one, yeah. So for this one, I'm going to go to my end circle, or my end point, and line up my golden part of my compass. And then I'll mark where that crosses. So from this point to that red part, yeah. Okay, so from that red arc to that point I just drew, that's the length of GH. So that red point I drew is going to be Q. Okay, so the next one wants me to use the points A and B and draw 4 points that are all equidistant from the point A and B, and then say what we notice about those 4 points. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to line my golden piece up with one of my letters, and then I'm just going to pick one of my holes. It doesn't matter which one, I just need to remember which one I pick. So I'll pick this one with the arrow. And then I'm just going to draw most of the circle. And then I'm going to make sure when I move it over to B, I'm going to line my golden piece up again, and I'm going to pick the same hole that I just picked. And then I'm going to make it until it crosses that first one. Okay, so this is my first point that is equidistant from A and B. Okay, I'm going to do this again. So I'm going to line up my golden piece on 8, and I'm going to pick a different circle. I don't know if that was long enough. So, notice the 2 ones I picked don't line up, so that means I can't use them. They're not going to make a point because they're never going to cross. So I'm just going to make ones that are bigger than the last one the first one I made. So for these ones, I'm just picking random holes and making sure I'm using the same hole between A and B. So once I have 4 of those points, I need to see what I noticed about them. So anything we notice about my 4 points here? The points, not the circles. Perhaps a word we learned on Friday? They all line up and make a straight line, so they are collinear. So I could go ahead and draw a line through all of those. Notice if I connect A and B, it should be making a right angle. And it's also cutting A and B into 2 equal segments. The special name for this is bisects. So then on the back side, it just wants me to find the perpendicular bisector. I don't have to draw 4 points to do this. I do have to draw 2 points. So what I want to do is when I draw my circle, I just need to make sure it crosses the other circle on both the top and bottom. So it doesn't matter what size I pick, but I need to make sure I make it long enough than where I think the middle is. So go right there. And then when I go to B, I'm going to remember to use the same point. And I want to cross my original circle twice. So I kind of want it to look like a little fish. And then once I have my 2 points, I connect them. So notice it's crossing at a right angle, and it is cutting that in half into 2 equal sections. Okay, so same idea for number 5. I line up my golden piece, and guys, stop talking. I want to pick one that is longer than my middle, and then draw it enough that it's going to cross. And then I draw my 2 points where the 2 circles are crossing. Draw my line through those 2 points. Okay, and then same thing for number 6. So pick a point that's longer than your middle. And then make sure it crosses twice. Mark up both your points. And then connect the 2 points.